Hey girls. Okay, so I'm at work, so this is going to be a little bit loud. You're going to hear some background noise. You'll hear a little bit of music, all that fun stuff. So right now I'm sectioning my doll. Keep in mind I have already measured the length of my perm rod. Make sure, go back and double check a couple times. You can't see it because it's sped up here, but I did go back a couple times to check and make sure everything was a good, like length. So we're going to call the length how long the section is, and we're going to call the width your section size when you actually start perming. So I just sectioned the other side, and here I slowed down the video so that you can see as I'm sectioning. You see the like kind of slant I do because the hairline is also slanted. When you're sectioning for your perm, go ahead and section the length of the perm rod, but not all the way, because if you section all the way, then not all the hair is going to fit in the center of the perm rod. So section towards like kind of the ridges, you'll feel like some bumps at the ends of the perm rod. The back sections end up sectioned for you once you section the front, and after you've sectioned the mohawk, always section the mohawk first. Don't forget to use your white comb. Use the small teeth. You can see that my doll was kind of ratty, so I used the large teeth to just, smooth her out. And then we're gonna roll this entire perm on base. Remember, on base is when you're above a 90-degree angle. So we're gonna push the hair away from us, which gives us a, I would call this more of a like 145, and that's gonna be on base. We go ahead. Try to spray your perm papers only once. It'll save you time. Just give it a one good thick spray. I know Josie has that, that constant mister. That's not good for this. Use like a concentrated spray bottle. Rolling down, rolling down. Remember to stand in front of your doll for your first two. You can see that I'm doing the first two. I think I actually switched my doll over so that I can be closer to my SMA. You always want your SMA on your dominant side, my right side for me. And then I switch my doll so that I can be behind her. Yep. Keeping that 145-degree angle away from us. Making sure to section big enough so that my perm rods aren't on top of each other, but small enough that I don't have too much hair. So your dolls will kind of be plugged weird, and you might get weird sections where there's just a lot of hair. Just ignore that. Even if the instructors say something, just ignore that. That won't happen on real humans, I promise. Then we go all the way down, all the way down. Always chat. Okay, so here we get to the occipital. So this is going to be our third section. And as we're rolling down, we're going to notice that it's kind of harder to keep that 145-degree angle. And that's totally okay. Simply because right back here, you don't want a ton of volume. So I would actually roll these more half on base. You can see that I'm still doing them on base because, I'm spicy like that. But go ahead.
All right, sorry, I just got yelled at. I'm at work, don't worry about it.
Okay, so we're gonna start rolling these half on base. You can see that I'm more 90 degrees out. Don't forget to comb where your direction is, because if you do not do that, you're going to wind up with like weird stragglers. You can see that my first one is going to be slanted. I made that slanted section. You'll be able to see it a little bit better when I do the other side because I figured out that I can angle my body a little bit differently. See, I went ahead and showed you it's slanted. Then we're gonna just vibe while I roll the back. And you won't have to worry about like the actual doing the steps of the perm because the keynotes explain that really easily. Like, don't worry about that. Jared came over and did a little peace sign for us. Okay, so here, don't forget to make sure the rubber band on your perm rod isn't twisted. Because if it is twisted, then it's going to cause issues. You're going to get banding, and you don't want that to happen. Also, don't put the perm band super close to your base, because if you do that, you'll also get another band. You just want it to be secure, you know? Then we go all the way back down. You can kind of see now that I'm going kind of more diagonal than I am horizontal, like we did in the mohawk section. Sorry, this banana is so good. And then we just keep going. We look at our sexy, sexy sectioning. Remember, girls, sexy, sexy sectioning leads to sexy, sexy hair. And we just keep going. We ignore the fact that we're yanking on our other perm rods. We take a deep breath because, oh my gosh. And then boom, boom, boom. You don't want a ton of volume down here, so remember, half on base if you do the entire head on base, or if you're doing half on base for most of the head, go ahead and do off base. So off base is going to be a 45 out, so it's actually going to be pointing down. I'm just being spicy. We want big hair here because, you know, I have big hair. And remember, girls, tight perm rods, tight perm rods. Ignore my mean ass face and the fact that Lori keeps looking. And then we do the side. The side is super easy. We've sectioned perfectly, so all the work is basically done for us. Remembering to only use one spritz of our bottle, and then rolling down.